Okay, so this is Deborah.7, and I have a question. What if the way that people think is wrong? I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is because I believe that anybody should think the way they want to think. But I'm talking about you personally. I'm talking about for the person that's listening to this. I absolutely hate this, you guys. This is my pet peeve. I hate when people say, I can't control my emotions, or you can't help who you fall in love with, or, the devil made me do it. I couldn't control myself. There is always an era and a level of self-control that you can control. But everybody runs around on automatic pilot so many times that you have duped yourself into believing there's nothing you can do about that. So I asked this question to my wife, and I'm going to ask you. I said, okay, let's say the brain is a computer, right? Okay, you know how you put the programs and stuff in the computer, and then you push the buttons and the computer putes. Pew, 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 pew. Computer putes at lightning speed, right? Okay, so now, okay, the brain. This is your brain inside of your head, right? It's a computer, right? Okay, so you think, you work, you do, you move, you breathe, you talk, you do this, all in the speed of a light. You think, thought flashes, bam, now you're talking, bam, it's quick. Okay, if all these programs are in your brain, how to talk, how to think, how to rationalize, how to do your job at work, how to raise your children, if all these programs are inside of your computer, who is the computer programmer? Are you the computer programmer? Because if you're the computer programmer, my friend, then you've just realized that you are not your brain. You are the essence that programs the computer. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Okay. Now, you could say, no, I'm not the computer programmer. Then what is? Because my wife said, no, I'm not the computer programmer. I have no control over the things that happen in my brain. They just happen. I beg to differ, dear. I have control. I am beginning to learn how to control the things that happen in my brain. How do I do this? First, by realizing that these are tools. This brain is a tool of this spirit that's in this body, and the soul is in this body to function and to experience the experience of life here on earth, right? So when I stopped looking at it from the inside out and started looking at it in pieces, okay, I have a mind, I have a brain, I have a body, I have a soul. But who am I? Who's the I that's saying I have these things? I'm a spirit. I'm a part of God. I'm a God spark. I'm a little bitty drop of the universal ocean of God's mind that came down into this body. That's what I am. I mean, all of it's God. But I am a special form of God because I get to experience God. I mean, we're all forms of God. We're all special forms of God as human beings. It's such a privilege to be a human being. Such a privilege to have breath because you get to experience every day and you get to make choices every day. Then I realized that I have the power of choice. I have the power of free will. Now, is my path predestined? I do believe so. Because if the mind of God knows the past, present, and future, and when we come down into this body, one of the drawbacks of being in this body is forgetfulness. We forget where we came from, what we're doing here, where we're going. We don't know none of that no more. We trying to figure it out why it's here. Why? Because it's fun. I don't know. Okay. So now we're doing that. Excuse me, y'all. Now we're doing that, and we have the power to create the life's journey the way we want to. Then I realized that I have the power to do whatever I want to do. Now, there are consequences based on the universal law, so whatever I choose to do. For every action, there's a reaction. That's just a universal law that goes with it. But pertaining to the limitations of those universal laws, I can do whatever I want to do. I can say shit, spit, fuck if I want to say it on the internet because I can, because this is this part of God's spark spirit in this particular body doing this particular thing at this particular moment. When you understand the power of choice, you understand that you have power. So when you understand that you have power, you understand, oh, I'm the computer programmer. I can make this brain do what it want to do. You know, you've heard of people that have shrunk tumors with faith healers, with visualization techniques and stuff. It's because they understand the power of the mind. You've heard of people that are able to, push against swords and it not prick their skin because they understand the power of the mind. But they understand that they are the controller of that power. That the mind is the keeper of all of the tools. You know what I'm saying? It's like the mind, the brain is the keeper of the emotions. But these are your tools. These are your tools to help process things. These are not things that you can just let run rampant at any given freaking moment. This is not something you're supposed to be just letting loose to pop out on anybody for any damn reason. These are tools. Now, what type of life do you want to live? Do you want to live a positive life where you use the positive aspect of those tools? Now, it's a whole array of tools. You go from the extreme love to the extreme hate and everything in between. You got jealousy, you got envy, you got passion, you got bitterness, you got emotion. I could be bitter, yeah. I could be jealous, yeah. I could be scared, I could be angry, I could be lonely. You have all of these different emotions, right? I learned a lesson recently. Life is going to teach you whether you want it to or not. It can teach you through joy or it can teach you through suffering. It's up to you to pick which path you choose. The people that learn their lessons through their suffering, that deal with the negative emotions, that doesn't to say that it's wrong. They learn their lessons. But to me, when I learned my lessons through emotions, through getting angry, through getting upset, through crying, through being frustrated, I did all of that. Only to realize after I learned those lessons that I learned that I don't necessarily have to do it that way. I started learning the lessons through gratitude. I started learning lessons through living in the moment. I started learning lessons through love. I started learning lessons through patience and understanding and empathy. And I just use those emotions. Those are still emotions. Now, the spirit, the higher self, the spirit that's in this body is above all of that. You know what I'm saying? But while we're here, we can utilize all of that. So it's all about your perception and how you look at the situation. I'm going to stop talking right now. So, just think about it.